Right, well I have found one problem with the carbs that I hadn't noticed before, and I think, to be honest, it's a problem of my own making. No surprise there. So if I just tweak the throttle, just tweak it, see that throttle going up there, right, yeah, and up at the other end, not going up, not moving, doesn't move until quite a bit later. You see that? Left hand throttle going up, opening, right hand throttle not moving at all. And I think that's because there's wear, look, in this, see that bush there? So that's moving. The bush, the lever's moving, but not the arm. And I'm thinking, why is that? And I'm guessing because someone who's into bling had this throttle rod chromed. And in order to chrome it, I'm guessing that they polished it down first and maybe just thinned it out. Right, so I've now received the new throttle bar. This is the old one which I had chromed, obviously in error, and this is a new one which is stainless steel and looks great. Now the problem with me having had this chromed is what of course I didn't realise was, or didn't quite sink in, that of course they polish it before chroming. Now polishing it will obviously reduce the diameter considerably, and now I've measured this, the diameter is considerably less than the diameter of the new bar, and this is what was causing all the problems. So this is the old bar fitting in, and I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a huge amount of play in this bar, and that play was causing the throttle to act so that, like, one carb was opening and the other two weren't, because of the amount of play. So it was lifting, but this play was taking up all the action of the throttle. So that's the play there. Let's put the new bar in. It just slides in just about pretty perfectly, and that's the play there. So there's just a little bit of play, but I think enough. I think with a bit of grease and that should be fine, and I reckon I can work with that. It's a million times better than that old bar, so I'm really happy. This photo shows the old bar, the original bar, and as you can see, the diameter is just over 7.5 mil. That's after it's been polished, and it's much thinner than it should be. Whereas the new stainless steel throttle rod, as you can see, is much thicker. It's nearly 8 mil. So that's quite a considerable difference, and it's that difference in the diameter that is really making all the difference to how the throttle works. Okay, I've put the new stainless steel throttle bar in, put the gantry back together. It's also got a new bar in here, which wasn't really worn, but I replaced it anyway. But this throttle bar has now made all the difference. Now I don't know how clearly you can see this, but if I just lift the throttle a bit now, the whole bar, all carburettors lift at exactly the same time. By the by, whilst I was doing it, I also discovered that one of my inlet rubbers is actually perished. Again, I don't know how well you can see this, but there is actually a hole just there, and that was caused, I'm pretty sure, by the actual Jubilee clip biting into the rubber. Oh wow, sorted. Yeah, finally sorted. Woo. Yeah, so after all that, you know, that's what it was. It was just I don't know if you can see, but there we go. Yeah, so throttle this throttle bar here, yeah, because I'd had it chromed, as you do, it had been worn down to a thinner size, and so there was a lot of play in there was worn down all the way along, but one bit of it was worn down even more than the rest, and that was right where the bush was. And so when you open the throttle, the gantry went up, but of course the bar didn't, and not for a fraction of an inch, by which time in fact it was this near side, the near side carb had sorry, the offside, the drive side, oh blimey O'Reilly, timing side carb was working harder than the others, so that would open first, causing the uneven running at low revs. And then the poor thing was probably, you know, that right hand cylinder's been working harder. Because obviously you didn't notice it at speed, but that right hand carb must have just been slightly more open than all the others, all the way through the rev range. So it's been working harder than the others all the time, poor thing. Well, there you go. Anyway, the good news is we're sorted, and you know, I'm so happy. You know, I just say, right, because I had so much trouble trying to tune these carbs, and that's been it, because you know I had that damn bar chromed when I first rebuilt the bike 4 years ago, and of course it's never run right since, and I've been tuning them, and I put it down to the fact that I've been running with open bell mouths as to why the carbs weren't running properly. But of course, blimey, I've got a phone call, I'll have to go. That was the plumber. Yeah, good timing. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I couldn't work out why my T150, which is also on open bell mouths, has run perfectly from day one. And that's been at the back of my mind, because I kept thinking, oh, well, it's not running, maybe, you know, because I've got open bell mouths, and that's obviously messed the tire, the carburation up, and that's why I haven't quite got it right yet. But whereas my T150, which has got open bell mouths and a 3-into-1 exhaust, so in theory that should run worse than this, has been running fine on standard jets and so on since day one. I don't know why alarm bells didn't ring, but anyway, sort of what, 4 years later or whatever, I finally sussed out that was the problem, that I'd chromed that bloody throttle rod, and so therefore it was thinner than it should be. It was, and then when you open the throttle, instead of it lifting the throttle rod, there was such a gap that there was a lag, so I opened one carb first and not the other two. And now I've been out for a run, then I've quickly tuned the carbs. They did need tuning the air screw, you know, it makes a massive difference. Just getting those air screws dead on, just turn them until it runs fast, and then just turn it back down a bit, and I'll tell you what, it's amazing. You know, just getting that tuning right, it makes a massive difference to the carbs. Anyway, I'm really, really happy. Okay, ta-ra.